Hello guys.
Let's fix this. Okay. So we are here. This is day 3 of ProWein in Düsseldorf. And this is the beginning of the day. Let's enter the building. This is at the Messe Center in Düsseldorf, 18th of March. Day 3. We are quite a bit tired from the previous 2 days, but really excited to continue. Still drinking the morning coffee, but we are probably going to switch to wine in a couple of minutes. Before we enter the event, let me show you the map of the whole venue. It's quite extreme, very big. Can you hold the camera for a second?
Of course.
Let me show you. So we are right here where the red dot is, and this is the main entrance, the south entrance. Obviously you can enter the venue from different segments of the Messe Düsseldorf, but we are going to enter from here and walk through all the different countries and different stages of the ProWein. Obviously the first 2 sections are for Germany, since we are in Germany. Then we are going to the spirit section, which is also really interesting, lots of cool things to see in the spirit segment. Then also here, same but different. Then this segment is where Portugal and the rest of Europe is combined. The Europe section means that all the countries that don't have a separate stadium for them. Here is, for example, the Hungarian stand, which we are going to check out. Then we have France, Spain, New World, and then we come back, and Italy has 2 huge venues, then Austria and Greece in the same building again. So let's go to the check-in section, if we can pass through here. And there obviously you can give your coats and jackets at the coat room. We already did that, so we are ready. And now this is how you can check in. We already have our badges, obviously, since this is day 3. This is how it looks. And we also have the map, and then you just have to check the QR code here, like this, and you are ready. Good morning. So this is the Germany stadium. As you can see, this is just one of the venues. Look how big it is. And we have different sections. This is the 0 section for low alcohol or 0 alcohol wines, which we have tried at the beginning, the first day. And if I'm being honest, it was not a really good experience. We never tried the low alcohol or no alcohol wines before. I didn't really know what to expect, but it wasn't really good. I think it can't even be considered a wine at this point. So
It's not for us.
It's not for us, and I think it needs a lot more development if this is really going to be a thing. But I'm really doubting that this is going to catch more market than it has already. I think the hype is going to slow down very soon. So this is the building 1, and we are going to pass through here. Lots of interesting exhibitors and wineries. As you can see there, that's for the Mosel region. In the whole ProWein, there are inside the buildings with the countries, there are sometimes sections separated for wine regions inside the countries, and obviously some cooperatives also have their own sections, and also wineries. So it is really helpful to look up and you can see the different sections and maybe find the one that you are interested in easier. Obviously, it's not just wineries that are here. There are lots of adjacent industries. For example, glassmakers, lots of glassmakers. We saw the Riedel stand, which was really cool, and we are big fans of Mr. Maximilian Riedel. And obviously, lots and lots of different adjacent industries to the wine industry, packaging, label makers, transportation, and lots of interesting things besides the wines, but obviously the wines are the main thing that we are here for. So, lots of master classes, as you can see. We had a few experiences yesterday and the day before. We had a master class with Konstantin Baum. He had multiple, but had quite a few at the Hungarian stand. He was presenting the wines of Tokaj on the first day. Then there was a master class about the volcanic soils in Hungary and its effects on the wine industry. Another master class about indigenous grape varieties in Hungary, so lots of interesting things. And we also had a Pálinka master class yesterday, which was quite unique and fun, also at the Hungarian stand. Okay, now we are going to go to the second building of the Germany exhibition. Here you can see Mr. Riedel as well. So this is hall 4. As you can see, as I showed you at the beginning, this is where we are entering the second hall for Germany. So as you can see, lots of merchant groups. Some of these stands are from distributors. That's why you can see wines from different countries, not just Germany, inside the Germany hall. Okay.
Lots of little islands where you can taste different wines.
Oh, beyond the Santi. I think we should taste here soon.
Okay.
Is there, if you see a trash bin, tell me. There are lots of these free tasting areas, as you can see it here. For each country, there are areas like this when an exhibitor showcases lots of the wines of a region or a country, and you can just go inside and check out all the different sub-regions and taste all the wines. And it's like a very easy and fast-moving, fast-paced way to experience and check out the recent vintages of the wines. And you can taste lots of wines in the same place, in opposed to going to different wineries and tasting their wines there separately. So you can just come up here and grab the glasses, and as you can see here, all the bottles are open there, and you can just pour for yourself and taste in a very efficient way. Obviously, you can walk up to wineries as well and taste with them, but it's more like a conversation and more interactive way if you want to learn more about the winery and interact with them, or if you are an importer or exporter, you want to work with them, then obviously you have the chance to walk up and discuss. So we are in the spirits section, and here you can see all the different spirit companies from all the different countries. We have Ireland with some amazing whiskeys. So this is the typical island that we were talking about. This whole section with the green top part is separated just for Ireland, and it has all the Irish whiskey companies. I mean, not all of them, but lots of the most important and most interesting whiskeys. Some American bourbon companies as well. Greek spirits right there, probably lots of ouzo, Tatra tea. The design of some of these tents is like really fun. You could just walk around here for at least a week and just to discover and see all the different designs and different setups. So many interesting atmospheres to experience these wines. So I really appreciate, besides all the drinks and all the work that is being shown here, even the setup is such an exciting experience, and it gives this whole event the proper atmosphere. So let's go to the next venue. We have to go outside again here and find the 7th hall. And this is 7A. And from the 7th, and there should be the 9, right? 6. That's the 6th hall, but there is no ProWein in the 6th hall. But I'm not sure if we can enter here in the 7th. So maybe we should. Here. Okay. So the 7A is different than the 7. Okay, I think we can enter here.
Fruzina, just say hi to us.
Hi, Fruzina. This is the best way to to experience with us the ProWein. What is the time, actually? It's 11 a.m. We are going to have a meeting at 1 p.m. Okay. This is the 7th hall where there are these bars. And we are going through here and seeing the 9th that we are targeting right now, which is going to be to the left. Lots of interesting spirit brands also here Should we go this way? Let's go this way. Lots of meeting areas for distributors to talk and make deals. This is probably the noisiest section. Let's see if we can go to the ninth hall there. Maybe here. Okay, this is where the ninth hall is going to be. Can I hold it for a second? I want to show something. So here is a very cool little staircase with the ProWein. Lots of people taking pictures here. And very beautiful area. When we get tired, sometimes we are hanging out here, drinking a coffee. So this is the way to the Portugal section, where we are going to, not just the Portugal and the Europe section, which is one of our favorite halls. Actually, it is one of the most diverse halls because in the Europe section, obviously, there are lots and lots of different countries and lots to taste. So this is one of the coolest hall in our opinion. But we've been really enjoying the France as well, tasting lots of amazing Bordeaux wines, some sparkling wines. So, and yesterday, Greece was such a surprising experience. We tasted lots of Greek wines, and we already kind of liked and had a grip on the Greek wine market, but it was pretty surprising to see the quality increase in the last couple of years, and it was amazing. The only thing that I think is both a curse and a blessing for the Greek winemakers is the diversity. It is really interesting and exciting, but I think that for the market and for the general consumers, this can be a bit confusing, and it's harder to really target the wine drinker audience with so many grape varieties and so many wine regions. It's quite hard to educate people about it, and I think this is going to be quite difficult to market. So these are also, again, tasting areas. These are the Portuguese wines free tasting area. You can just walk up and taste, and there are some amazing wines that we've been tasting in the previous days. Fantastic Madeira wines, lots of aged 20, 30-year-old Madeiras. So it's really exciting. Let's find the Hungarian stand as well, which should be over there, right? I think.
Here, it's gonna be here.
Here, yes. So as you can see above us, these are all the different sections. This is Slovenia, and we are going to have Hungary right here. That is the Hungarian stand. Pretty cool, lots of master classes at the Hungarian stand. All the Hungarian wine regions are represented. Everybody is here. Lots of big wineries from Hungary, from Tokaj, from Eger, from Szekszárd. And I think maybe we are a bit subjective, but we really like the design of the Hungarian stand, and we think that it's really well made and cool, the whole setup. So as you can see, this whole big island is for Hungary, and all the different wineries are here around the island, and inside we have these presenting areas, and this is where a few of the master classes have been organized, but also some of them at a different section of the event where they have special location for master classes. So here also we have Croatia, and on the other side we have Georgia. Armenia is right behind us. So it's a pretty exciting place to taste lots of different countries, different wines. We have Cyprus over there, Moldova, Romania on the other side, Turkey even, which is really cool. Never really had the chance to taste lots of Turkish wines. So I think we should look for the 10th hall for France, maybe, which is going to be to the left, right? To the left side. So,
Turkey here.
Turkey. Lots of Turkish wines. They also have a huge stand, which is quite interesting. It looks like Turkey is really investing in the wine industry, and it has many cool wineries. We are planning to taste some more today. Some distributors. That is Cyprus, with a smaller island on the right. And this is going to be the 10th hall, which is probably one of the most popular, the France. Yesterday we had a fantastic experience at the France hall. We had the chance to register for a wine tasting of the Union de Grand Cru Classé in Bordeaux, which is a union that includes lots of the Grand Cru Classé wineries from all around Bordeaux, and it was like this exclusive tasting of the 2022 vintage. So every single winery were presenting their 2022 Grand Vin, and it was really an exciting experience. There were 70 chateaux present at the tasting, and we had the chance to taste 70 Grand Cru wines from 2022, and it was a nice way to get the gist of this vintage and the potential. Just saw something, this is pretty cool. I saw on Instagram this guy who is painting these wine corks, and I think we are also following the guy, pretty cool artist from France, and he's painting for every single chateau their wine cork in this huge size, and it's pretty exciting and really cool. So here, as you can see, there is another free tasting area for the Loire. As you can see, this whole section is for the Loire, and there is a free tasting area. I think this was the place where we have tasted the alcohol-free wines, or was it?
No.
Maybe
Not
on the
here.
other side.
Yes.
Oh, no, not here.
Here we
is-
tasted the Chinon.
Oh,
wines.
yes. This was also a really good experience from the Loire. We already kind of knew the Chinon style, but yesterday or the day before yesterday, we tasted lots of very high quality Chinon wines. So we really got to know this region better. This is another masterclass area, and here was the event for the Union Grand Cru. This is where we had the exclusive tasting yesterday. This whole area was packed. This was probably the busiest part of the whole venue. Now it's all obviously empty, but it was such a cool experience. We were tasting the 70 wines from I think 9:30 to almost 1 p.m. 70 wines. It was quite a hard task, but we really enjoyed it and it was a great experience. There were also 2 chateaus from Sauternes, so we also tasted 2 sweet wines from Sauternes, and obviously the rest was from all around. I think almost all of the subregions of Bordeaux were represented, and we tasted lots of Margaux wines. Also left bank and right bank, we tasted Saint-Emilion, Pomerol. So yeah, it was pretty cool. Okay, which hall are we going next? Let's go to the next one,
11.
which is the 11th, which is Spain. So we are targeting the Spain hall. This is just an area for journalists where you can just sit and wind down and recollect your ideas. So we are kind of using it sometimes since we are lucky to have the press badge. So we can enter the press areas as well. Here you can, obviously you can walk between the halls, so you don't have to go through like this in a circle. So if you want to get to the 17th, you can always go through between the buildings. But now we are trying to show you in order how the venue looks like. So this is the Spain section. Here obviously we are starting with a huge island for Catalonia. Lots of wineries. Also we have some quirky different drinks, not just wines, so everybody can find their interests. The Muga group has a huge island, very beautiful. Pereventura, some sparkling wines, very beautiful lounge here as well. Big format battles. I think this is a hack in these in such events. All those stands that have big format bottles, they always attract so much attention. They really look cool. Mallorca on the other side. Okay. It is quite overwhelming, the amount of exhibitors and wineries. I think this year there are more than 1,000 wineries present at the ProWein, which is just immense. At the first day when we arrived, we were pretty overwhelmed with all the different options that you can see and taste. But actually, when we were talking with Konstantin Baum, he told us that this year the ProWein is a bit smaller than it used to be because the Wine Paris is a few weeks before ProWein, and it is kind of stealing some attention from it because previously it was like in June, I think, and it was a lot less popular, but recently there were some changes, and now Wine Paris is growing also, and that's why they say that this year it is a bit smaller, but I can't imagine how it was before, because it is still quite huge. So we are in the 12th hall, which is the new ward. So here you can find lots of different regions. Let me switch the camera. We have Argentina, Chile over there. Chile has a huge stand. We were tasting some amazing Chilean wines, also some Vic wines from our friend Christian Valeo. I think it was the first day, right? Yes.
Yes.
So this is the Chile island. There is Argentina next to Chile, as it should be.
I don't have a meeting, but I'll come back.
Also, lots of wine competitions have their stand. We saw previously the Mundus Vini and probably lots of others as well. So they are showcasing some of their award-winning wines. Very funny. We saw this many times in many different places. There is an Iron Maiden wine. Not sure how it is. We should maybe try it at some point. So we are going to go to the next hall, which is going to be the 15th. And I think we have to cross between the buildings to find the 15th hall. Check out those barrels. Do you know where we can exit and go to the 15th? Oh,
This way.
So this is 14th. Okay, let's find the 15th. That is 13. Not sure if we can enter the 15th here. I think it's on the other side, because that's 13, 12, and I think it's on the other side. So as you can see, this is day 3, but it is still a bit confusing to get around. Obviously, you just have to follow the signs, but when you have to cross between the buildings, then it can be a bit confusing. So let's go to the other side of the new ward. Korean stand, New Zealand here. Yellowtail, pretty controversial. This is South Africa. And this is California. Also tasted lots of interesting wines from the US. We had a huge tasting with Belgloss. Unfortunately, Joe Wagner couldn't make it to the ProWein, but we had a great conversation with one of his colleagues. Okay, it's quite busy here. Okay, let's see if this is the area where we can exit to the other side, to Italy.
Asia is also presented in this hall. Like
Oh, really?
Chinese,
we should show
Chinese
the
wines
Chinese stand because that was also pretty cool. Is it on this side?
on the other side.
On the other corner?
Yes.
I remember that it was in the corner.
So
somewhere.
Chinese wines, Chinese brandies.
Yeah,
and,
the Chinese brandies
also,
were also very
also
good
some
surprise.
Japanese sake
Oh yeah.
and wines, Korean champagne, and everything.
Ja, genau.
Is it this way?
Yes.
Okay, let's go.
The last couple of days for them.
I think it's behind Argentina
Behind
on
Argentina.
the right side. So it's gonna be right here.
Oh yes, here it is.
Lots of wine from Ningxia wine region.
Yeah, so this is the Chinese section. We have two stands, actually, two islands. This is only for Ningxia. We tasted quite a few Ningxia wines, mostly Cabernet Sauvignons. Really surprising, really interesting wines, and also pretty exciting because I'm going to visit the Ningxia region this summer. So it was a little taste to see how it is going to be. So this is the Ningxia stand. Lots of wineries from Ningxia. Pretty cool. And this is the Changyu stand. And here the wines are also pretty exciting. As I said, the big formats are really grabbing the attention. As you can see on the other side is a huge crowd. That is where their brandies are, which I'm also going to show you.
Alright, so what are we doing? What time is it?
Best of show. Here are all the awards that they won. And I think, yes, this is the Concours Mondial de Bruxelles, where I'm going to be judging this summer. And the other side is where their brandies are. So this is the same group, but they also produce a brandy. The first chateau of brandy in China. Some special editions. We tasted a 15-year-old brandy from them, which was really nice. So let's go to the other side, if we can find it. Maybe there.
Probably.
The Silver Heights was a really nice winery. We were tasting with them the first day. Amazing red wines, great potential. Restaurants in the building everywhere, so you can always find a place to rest and recharge. I think we can exit here and see the interior garden. And that's the 15th. That's the hall that we are looking for. And this is where the Italy is. As I said, Italy has the largest, let's cross here quickly. Italy has the largest space with 2 halls just for them. These 2 huge halls are all for Italy over there. This is the 15th and that's the 16th. So let's enter here at the edge of the 15th and see the Italian wines. We just started tasting them yesterday. The first day was more focused on France, on Europe, lots of Hungarian wines, China, and yesterday we started to go over Italy. We had the Greek wine tasting yesterday as well, and obviously the Bordeaux Premier tasting. I mean, it wasn't Premier, it was 2022, but yeah, it was quite an amazing experience. I think we are not on the right path. Italy even has this beautiful entrance, Wines of Italy at ProWein. What we noticed that nowadays almost all of the countries and even some wine regions have their own organizations that is responsible for their marketing and promoting the wine region, as it is for Hungary with the Wines of Hungary organization. Here, as you saw, Italy also has the Wines of Italy, and I think this is a really cool idea, and it really helps the wine regions to reach more people and promote themselves. So look at this. This is just one of the halls for Italy. Out of the 2, it's immense. All the different Italian wine regions are here, as you can see very clearly. Here we have Piedmont. There is Friuli, Venezia Giulia. There is Chianti Classico over there. So yeah, there are things to discover, definitely. We were wondering yesterday if the placement of the different halls affects the crowd or the popularity, because at the last hall, in the Greece and Austria hall, it was, I'm not saying that it was empty, but it was a lot less crowded than the halls at the entrance around Germany and France. Obviously, it's understandable that France has more attention, but here, if we look at Italy, Italy is also one of the biggest and most important in the wine scene in terms of value of sales and of popularity, but it seems still a bit less crowded than the previous halls, which is interesting. I think the placement really affects the flow of people, because as you walk through all these halls, people get lost and get sucked into the different tasting opportunities. But yeah, we would say that it definitely is worth walking over to Italy. Montepulciano, Chianti Classico over there. last evening we tasted quite a few amazing wines here in the Italy stand. Lots of Barolos, Barbarescos, Chianti Classicos. It is really a fascinating opportunity to taste so many exciting wines in one place. This is the ideal way, the ideal place to learn and to train your palate for tasting. So this is where the second hall begins for Italy, the 16th.
Io mi giovedì da loro, non voglio aspettare venerdì. No, sempre in piano,
You want to take back the recording?
Of course.
Puglia region, Sicily over there. Emilia Romagna.
prendo lei.
Nebendran immer so mit so 2 Stunden Spiele.
And that's the 17th hall, the last one here, where we have Greece and Austria. For some reason, the lighting here is quite weird, and the live stream might be flickering a bit from these lights. Yesterday it was quite hard to record here, but we weren't worried too much because the wines were amazing. Actually, this is, I think, not this exact location, but after this one is the place where we were tasting lots of interesting Greek wines. The Cinnamavros were fantastic. Assyrtiko was also really exciting. But yeah, I would say that some of those Cinnamavros were the highlights of the whole event. It was really surprising, really exciting. From most of them, I think, were from the Nossa wine region. And there was also an aged Cinnamavro, a 12-year-old, or 13, 12, maybe 12-year-old Cinnamavro. Actually, I think we should show it because it's here on the other side. If they still have it, I think we should taste it again today. It was so good. Such intensity, so much fruitiness and strawberry. Those two wines were the Rabidista, was I think one of the most intense one right there, and Next to it is the aged one, right on the edge here. It's from 2013. Both are Cinnamavros from Greece. Fantastic wines, but all of them were quite exciting and pretty surprising. The quality is amazing, and the diversity, as I said, is really a thing to discover. We were holding in our hands the map. They have these beautiful maps that you can take when you are tasting here, and it was really helpful to see all the different sub-regions and grape varieties. As you can see on the top, they have categorized in a way, so we have 8 different sections. Every single section has like 10 wines, so 80 wines, around 80 wines. Obviously, this is just a drop in the ocean of Greek wines, because I think they have more than 200 grape varieties, but obviously they are showing here some of the most popular ones. They also have a masterclass section here. And as you can see, this whole hall is cut in half. This part is for Greece, and the other part is for Austria, which we also have to discover today, because yesterday we didn't have the opportunity to really taste. Here is another beautiful lounge area for Riedel, showcasing some of the beautiful decanters. Which is really cool. So this is the last hall. As you can see, we walked through all over here, crossed to Italy, walked through Italy. This is Greece and this is Austria. We hope that this live stream was a little look inside the ProWein. Obviously, it is impossible to show everything. We are going to continue discovering, posting some interesting stories from the best wines that we taste, and all the compilations are going to come in long form videos. So stay tuned, stay thirsty, as Konstantin Baum says, and cheers.
Hello.